This show is sponsored by Lila Arboretum Society.
Hi, I'm Master Gardener by Gogol, and we're on the Battle Creek Garden Tour. And I'm here with Pam and Andy Sims, I think that's right, yeah.
Yes.
And it says, welcome to the lake. And there's a nice planting around here. I don't think I can come up with the name of what these coral bells are, but they're beautiful. And that one's blooming.
We have some miniature lilacs and my potentialia.
I like the potentialia.
And we just love the grasses here. They come back every year and there's low maintenance. That's what I really enjoy, is low maintenance.
Yeah, that's great. I love the grasses too. I'm not sure which one that is. It's a Japanese silver grass. A lot of people call them all that, but there's different names for each one of them. And I like the gracefulness, and I imagine when the wind is blowing, you get the movement in the garden.
Yes.
And there's some real pretty coral bells back there that are neon yellow or green, and I don't know the names of those either, but they're beautiful.
Thank you.
And then your lilac tree. I've got the same thing growing at my house, but I'm making it of wood.
Okay. Okay, and we are all about privacy here, I should say.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
that
especially people from coming in from the park. That's why the grasses are nice and tall, and they give us some privacy. And same with right here.
Okay, well, there's a weeping spruce over there. Let's go take a look at that.
I'd like to give my husband all the credit for the fertilizing and the upkeep of all this.
I was going to say something, but it'd be on air. Yeah, this really struck me when I didn't see it the other day.
Okay, it's pretty much tripled in size since we planted it there. And it's a great tree. We use it for, I put Easter eggs on for Easter,
for that.
Christmas lights at Christmas time, hearts sometimes for Valentine's, so it's great welcoming grandkids when they come.
Yeah, I bet they love that.
Yeah.
They probably rush to see what you've done this year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go back down the path that where it faces the lake.
Yes.
And we are at Beetle Lake. I get lost on these tours.
Yes.
We have 3 lakes that we're at this year.
They're great at Christmas, though, I will say that.
Okay, we got a.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about this stuff too. The clematis is beautiful. Nice entry. Oh, and you've got another one right next to it.
Yes, we're pretty much novice at trying to grow the vines, but we're learning and we're getting better.
I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
And now let's see. This is a porcelain vine, is it not? A variegated porcelain.
Yep.
And the berries get like porcelain.
Yes,
Yeah. Little blueberry. I love that bush.
Yes.
There's one that has solid green leaves on it too, and the berries are really pretty, and it's a lot easier to grow.
Okay.
And now we've got your paintings.
Yes. Along the way here, you'll see that I just like to have a way to decorate the fence and give it color, and so I found some various outdoor art.
And we have a red honeysuckle.
Yeah, and they had a really neat hummingbird made a nest in there last year.
It didn't come back?
Yeah, not this year. It's been feeding, but you know, it had a really neat little nest hanging in there, so we get to see it from the inside of the house.
Yeah, and this one's a trumpet vine. Vine, and
that thing's getting out of control.
Yeah, they can grow 50 feet or more.
Yeah.
And this is a climbing hydrangea.
Yes.
And some more paintings.
Yeah, and our hummingbird feeder that we love. And then see, this clematis is just not doing as well as we had hoped.
I wonder what kind it is.
I am not.
Do you remember seeing the bloom on it at all?
It's just like the purple one up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, you know, we don't have a lot of you know, doesn't get maybe enough sunlight there, it's a little tricky here to find something that'll work. Now,
Yeah.
I will tell you, it's quite windy, so today you might get a little spray from
That's fine.
and it's going to feel good, isn't
Yes,
it?
it's going to feel really good. And this is your privacy wall. This is your privacy wall that you talked about.
Right.
With your kitchen, outdoor kitchen.
Correct. We built it. We didn't want just a basic plain old wall, so we were trying to think of something that would look kind of neat. And she came up with a waterfall idea.
Beautiful.
And then working with Chris, we kind of put our heads together. He came up with one idea. We didn't gel, and then we kept working till he was the mastermind as to figuring out how it works, and it actually collects the rain.
Yeah, all our rainwater goes into the holding tank.
Yeah, that's what I just found out when I was here the other day.
Yeah.
It's a big tank down underneath there, because I asked.
There's a great big holding tank underneath that last bowl, so the water goes into the tank, and then it gets pumped back up to the top. But
and the trough is right up there that it catches water in. So you walked right by it. We concealed it pretty well that you wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah, that was my first question, was don't you have to come out here and fill it up with water all the time? And that's how I found out there was a tank.
Well, in the spring, when we pump it out in the winter and winterize it, but in the spring we pump the water right out of the lake and fill it with lake water, because then it doesn't rust.
Ah.
Our well water here is very rusty, so we put the water from the lake in there, and it keeps itself pretty clean.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I remember being out here a year or so.
Right after we built it.
As soon as I saw it, I said, I've been here before.
We had the grill and the refrigerator. We had that first, and then Chris was able to help integrate it then with the fountain.
Yeah, we had the arbs were right behind the grill.
We had 2 rows of the arborvitae.
And then we decided to put that rock wall in there and move the arbs, and it actually opened that up quite a bit for us.
Yeah, it's really a nice place to sit, and that gives you the nice water sound.
Yes, and when when the door wall's open, we can hear it in the family room and the kitchen, and so one end we have the water feature, and then at the other end of the house we have a fireplace that.
Okay, well we're going to walk over that way. Behind you, Dave, there's a hydrangea. Does it die back to the ground in the wintertime?
Yes.
And it still blooms, so it blooms on new wood.
Yep.
I'm all about easy.
I know there's a lot of hydrangea that if you cut them back, you don't get any blooms because they only bloom on old wood.
Yes, I remember. I am reading a little bit about that.
They're starting to put the information out to people, because I think people are upset when they buy a plant. It's in bloom when they buy it, and then it never blooms again.
Right.
Oh, right.
And because it dies back to the ground. And a lot of I've noticed that on labels, I'm seeing it every now and then that it blooms on old wood and new wood. Sometimes it'll say.
Okay.
But that's what we need to know.
Right.
And over here we've got, and they got purple pots too, along with the purple flowers.
Well, that was my color accent that you could see. I tried to tie in.
Up by the fireplace.
Yeah,
you've got,
in the family area. Yeah, and every year I try something different in the pots.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong with the petunias.
Oh, they're beautiful.
We just water them right out of the lake. Just dip the watering can in the lake and water them.
Some Stella dOro daylilies.
Again, low maintenance. I just love them.
And they keep blooming. You know, everybody says, well, mine only bloom once. And I said, when they're all through blooming, go out and look at the stems. You'll find one is green and one is partially brown, but still you can't just yank it out of the ground. Then there'll be one you can yank out. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's 3 separate blooming times, but they just run together. Okay. And they really are blooming the way they're supposed to.
And then those are black-eye Susans?
Oh, the deer have been here.
Yeah, they haven't They haven't done that well this year, but they're pretty hardy. You can hardly, you know, destroy
I
them.
think they'll be fine.
They're fine,
and I have my large hibiscus. I love that plant. And you'll see another one about twice the size in the front yard, right here.
Okay, yeah.
And
What color? You told me what color.
Big red flowers.
Red.
Deep red, really big, like a size of a paper plate.
Yeah, I think the one that I've got's got the colored foliage is called Copper King, and the blossom isn't all that great. It's white and it's not real showy.
I wanted it for the red, for the color red.
Right.
I tried to tie in with my knockout roses that seem to be.
They're doing fine.
Doing okay.
I know
They'll-
I know they seem a little peaked. Are they supposed to be greener than that?
I don't know. Have you fertilized them at all?
Yeah.
Well, then that's probably the color they're supposed to be.
Okay.
And then they have a little bit of this. So Andy's really good about trying to figure out, okay,
What's
how do we
eating them?
keep them healthy? Yes.
Yeah, I sprayed them with insecticide and a disease control, and something was really eating them.
I don't see any aphids on them.
Yeah, so I don't know what got them.
No,
Sometimes you just don't know. Huh?
the insects need to eat too.
Right.
Good point.
That's true.
And sometimes they're harboring larvae for butterflies.
Okay.
Okay.
And black-eyed Susans again,
yeah.
just because I love them. And
Yeah.
what did we call that?
Rosa Sharon?
That's it.
Yes.
It's a Rosa Sharon.
God, it took a while for that
I
one to
know,
come.
but you did it. And I'm going to try to keep this one not so tall because I don't want it to block too much of the view because I know they can get very tall. Yeah.
And is this for the grandkids over here?
Oh, yeah.
The swings? You have a little one.
Yeah, and then see these were grasses, I don't know what they're called, but they don't get as high, as
They're-
tall, and I didn't want them real tall, so.
Hamlin is the variety? What's the name of them, Dave? It's
There's so many.
Hamelin, I think it is.
Okay.
And it's a very nice one because you can mix it into a flower border without it taking
Over?
the
Okay, yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
No.
Bear Lake down near Dowagiac.
Yep.
Yeah, it works. Okay, now you can get a view of the fireplace. You've got a screen up there that can be pulled down so that you're not
Yep.
blistered from the sun in
Yes,
the
yeah.
late afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that the other day. That's nice.
Yeah, we're actually getting some stained glass put in up above there. Eventually,
Oh.
it's being made right now, but a gentleman out of Kalamazoo hand makes it. So it's been a while to get that. But yeah, I've always wanted a porch. I've never had a porch, and we decided to make a wood-burning fireplace in there, and then I compromised and got my TV so I can watch football and baseball at night out here.
Okay.
But that was a compromise to get
I
that.
didn't want a TV. I thought, no, this is a relaxing place. But it ends up it's okay because he'll be out here and I can relax somewhere else. We need our space.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that works.
No, I do admit it. We love it out here. The kids love it out here, and we have roasted many marshmallows at
I'll
that
bet.
fireplace. Yep.
I'll bet. Gee, I just put mine in the microwave.
Well, when all the kids come home and the expanding family of grandkids, it's just nice to have another place to overflow to.
Oh yeah, it would
So we really enjoy it.
be. I guess we should be getting on to our next location, but I want to thank both of you for letting us come and videotape, but also for opening up your garden for the people that live in the area to come and see what you've done here. I know that they're going to love the plants, but they're going to be flabbergasted. Did the people that came the other night, did they find out that there's a reservoir down there?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
told
they
them
can
all
tell.
about it.
Yeah, so they can
Yes.
tell people about
Yeah.
that too.
They had a lot of questions, and so hopefully I answered them all.
Yep.
So.
Well, so you won't have to answer them for all the guests that come. They can do
Right.
it. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for coming to our home.
Yeah, love it out here.
If you would like to become a Master Gardener, call 969-0270, extension 116. If you have questions or suggestions about this show, call 963-1448.
AccessVision, your voice, your community.